So, welcome to Kang Linguistic. I gave an introduction for this channel. You can watch it here on my personal channel. So we're going to get straight into it. Today's topic is basically running over and what I know already, basically so I can have a starting point to watch the growth happen from as I do these videos. And anyone who joins me on this journey, you could also, if you know more words and stuff, you comment down below. I would really like to turn this into a thing where I can actually write better or something. The trick about writing is, because it's a phonetic language, I thought I read somewhere that there was some lettering somewhere, but mostly people know it as oral, and the lettering came from other languages. So the problem I have with writing, I'm gonna take Mundum. The problem I have with trying to write Mundum in English is when I'm learning the words, I can only write it how I pronounce words, like what I've heard and then how I feel like that looks like. But that all depends on how I pronounce my letters, and that depends. It's really tricky because if you're trying to share this with people, you have to take into account like regional dialectic tones, right? Is that the phrase? When you take in those regional dialectic tones, it's the regional ones. It changes by area and nevertheless by continent. So for instance, when my family is trying to tell me these words, right? They're in Cameroon and they have a different dialectal tone than I do because I was born and raised in North America. So certain words, so if they say right, they'll write it as just a because technically that's how you pronounce a. But if I say to read it as I need to hear it and how I need to say it, I will write it as a h, because if I just write a, it turns into a or a. But since I know who told me the letter and where, you know, I could, if they were to write it for me, I keep that in mind while I'm reading it. I have to read it in the tone it was written. And that's what makes it difficult, because even me here, I could say E. Right? If I were to say E, I would just write one E. Someone else could write two E's. Someone else could write IH. Okay? So writing Mundum in English with the English alphabet, or Latin alphabet? Is it Latin? I'm just saying English. Writing Mundum in the English alphabet gets tricky because you'll add letters and take letters, and it's really just substituting with sounds, and those sounds all depend on where you are. So I have found it personally for me best to try to write Mundum in phonetic language, like the phonetic symbols, because each symbol is not letters that have designated sounds, and especially in the English language, each letter may have multiple sounds in it. You know what I mean? And I think more accurate to write it in the phonetic symbols, to use the phonetic symbols to write Mundum and everything. And what great is, my sister found a PDF, and I will share my the 3 resources I have. I will share my 3 resources with you today of all of this. And a great book for learning Madcon was by Christopher Che. So writing with the phonetic symbols, I think is more accurate for Mundum, Mancon, Baba, and the Latining and everything like that, because it's going straight for the actual sounds. It has a symbol for the sound, and it's not trying to characterize it into a letter from something else, which can be interpreted in many ways. So that being said, let's get to listing the words I actually know already. Now, so for instance, Miaka, right? And I'll just put what they mean on the screen. So we have Miaka, Abela, Abune, Abong, Funifu, Njulan or Njulana, Chiazin, Aku, Mokongawo, Mokongawo. And another thing about this, while I'm listing these words, it reminded me to talk about when you're learning a language and you're outside of that immediate culture, tonal wise, you're gonna have an accent. what I've learned is while I talk to my family or try to put words together, because I don't know how to make sentences. I just know words. So I don't know how to make sentences, but when I do learn short phrases or something like that and try to use them, most people don't care about your accent. It might be a little amusing because, you know, it's funny. You sound different and people sometimes find that funny, I guess. Most people are well-intentioned. They may laugh and stuff just because it's kind of amusing. So I don't take it personally, but there are some people that will try to make a joke out of you. But to me, that's not usually family. That's usually just somebody that the family has in the house. Or, for instance, most of the time, it's somebody who does not speak the language at all. And now, I feel like maybe it's some sort of insecurity. It's misguided frustration. Well, you know, they're looking at you as a foreigner, and by technicality, you are. Even if by ethnicity and bloodline, you're not. But, you know, they're looking at you foreigner and you're speaking this language that even they're not speaking and they're sitting right there. So that might be a thing. That's just a theory I have. I don't know. Because I don't know why else people would do that when you're trying to learn a language of your own fruition. Especially when you were like born of people speaking that language. So whatever. Besides that, so don't be afraid. What it is just try to pronounce things as closely as possible. Don't be ashamed, and you don't have to twist the words to fit how you already talk. You can try to change your inflections and your intonation so that you can be better understood. It's only gonna go so far, but I think that comes with practice and with time, and especially with hearing. So I'm gonna try to get more audio to help me with my pronunciation. But so far, these are the words that I know. And then you have sàŋə, mibu, migu, bɔgwə, or bɔgwə, ŋkyə, wara, ŋkyə, ndyé. Oh, I learned how to say corn and now I can't remember. Okay, don't be ashamed, Mount Bang. You're putting yourself out there and it's fine. Anyway, so that's all I remember. That's all I remember. Oh, so there's a very short list, right? But I do have, when somebody says something, sometimes I'm able to pick up bits and pieces, but that's not often. Miyaka for watching. Miyaka for watching. We're gonna end every video with Miyaka. Miyaka for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to konga. Can I make that a verb? Can I use it like that? Don't forget to konga. Yeah, why not? Don't forget to konga, subscribe, and share.